Okay, we have one final guest, which is Tim Gettys from Kind of Funny Games. Tim, how are you doing? Did you enjoy the show? Welcome to ours.
It was fantastic. First off, I do want to say pleasure meeting you guys. Been a fan for a very long time, so this is super fun. Yay. And second thing is, BAFTA the fact is definitely the best out of those. That is a fantastic pun, and I appreciate it very much.
I want to boo myself just for saying it out loud.
It's getting to that stage of the day.
It's getting to that stage of the evening.
Hey, let's take it home. We're taking it home now. You know, it's been a long day, a lot of great stuff going on.
Yeah.
I'll bring the energy. You guys
Tim, you just take over. You just tell us all your thoughts and feelings.
I'm just going to have a sip of champagne. You go ahead.
Yeah, go on, Tim. Tell us your thoughts and feelings about everything.
I'm here to talk about Fall Guys, which is honestly one of the most special games in a very long time, as far as I'm concerned. It's one of the rare games that kind of has that Nintendo magic, but it's not Nintendo. And, you know, that's such a special thing. I think it has all the fun of a Mario 3D platformer mixed with the shenanigans of a Mario Party, mixed with the actual competitiveness of a Mario Kart. It's just great. You know?
I don't know about you, but I now have like a Pavlovian response to hearing that music.
I love it.
It's so
Insta
jazzy.
jive.
It's so jazzy. You're just like, right, I'm ready to fall over comedically.
I went straight to Spotify and was like listening to it. I got a bit weird.
No, see, that's it though. It's all the elements where it's not just a game. It's kind of, you're always thinking about it. You got to get that next crown, and you hear that music and you're just like, all right, one more game. You get bumped back to the menu. You're like, all right, one more game, and next thing you know, it's 4 a.m.
Yeah, bold of you to assume I've ever won a crown. I've played this game so much, and
I've never won a crown.
One day.
But, you know, I think that's actually another brilliant thing about the game and how it's designed is it's fun even when you don't win.
So
and
true.
It's kind of like the mini games themselves are all so kind of built around the just pure idea of fun.
Yes.
And, you know, video games can be so many different things, as this award show has proven, right? They can make you feel so much, whether it's, you know, the emotions of something like a Last of Us or kind of the engagement of something like a Hades. But Fall Guys just has this pure magic. You know, I mentioned Nintendo, but it's almost like a Disney quality to it, where it's like no matter what age you are, you're just kind of overridden with like this emotion.
You have to be dead inside to not find joy in Fall Guys. Like if you ever play that game with anyone and they don't like it, immediately disfriend them like they are someone. I want them to make it in real life. I know we have like Total Wipeout, but wouldn't that be amazing if it actually existed somehow?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you?
We just got to get in the bean costumes, you know, just kind of like sumo wrestle around.
What's your favorite costume? Do you have one?
See, I'm a big fan of the color blue, as you can probably see here. So I like to just go with that classic, with the shiny blue, not the default blue, but. I remember in season 1, it was to get to play up to like level 30 or something, and you got this like shiny blue, and I'm like, that's my boy.
Yeah.
We're all about the metallics.
What's been some kind of like the high points game-wise for Kind of Funny Guys? What's been the stuff that all you and the guys have been talking about more than anything else, do you think?
About Fall Guys or just in general?
Just in general, the games like over the past year, like what have you found? Because I mean, you guys talk a lot about games. A lot about games, right?
You guys talk a
lot about games, but there must be things that you keep thematically like coming back to over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think that the thing we come back to the most, Kind of Funny, is one of our catchphrases, which is just video games are cool. And I think that's kind of the whole thing is like, you know, we've all grown up loving these things and having them be such a huge part of our lives. And there's so many people out there that maybe haven't grown up with them, but are able to kind of get in now as video games become more and more mainstream and, you know, more and more accessible and varied as well. You know, it wasn't that long ago that video games were first created. And it's like now to see how far we've come from, you know, Pong all the way to The Last of Us Part 2. It's crazy. It's pretty astounding.
It's kind of been one of the amazing things about the last year. One of the small upsides, I guess, is seeing a lot of people who otherwise maybe wouldn't have dipped a toe into gaming, sort of discovering it for the first time. And it's been really nice to see, you know, gamers kind of welcoming new people into gaming, and to see so many games just you know reach new audiences. It's kind of wonderful. I mean, Tim,
are all of your friends gamers, or have you seen some of your friends who weren't gamers and now like, hey, actually that thing that you talk about all the time, it's actually quite good?
Yeah. I mean, my core group of friends are, born and raised gamers, and we all have the same story of Ocarina of Time and Smash Bros. Blah blah blah. We know. But I'm way more interested in the newer comer-oners. The people. I mean, a good story actually I have is last week I actually got to play It Takes Two with my fiance, and it was. I mean, we got as far as we could. She's never picked up a controller in her life.
Wow.
And the pitch of it's a romantic comedy video game that you get to play cooperatively. She's like, oh, I'll give this a shot. And like, I don't think it's turned her into a massive gamer, which is totally okay. But she definitely had fun, and seeing it kind of click in her head of like how the camera works. It's something we all take for granted, where it's kind of like we know the language of a video game controller, but to somebody that doesn't understand, like we're like, oh, a jump button, obviously. But you kind of need to explain to someone, okay, you move with this stick, and then this button makes you jump. Yeah. But if you need to move the camera, there's the other stick. And it's like, it sounds so simple, but it's a big hurdle. But to see her kind of have this like aha moment of, oh my God, I kind of get this. And to see her make some pretty difficult jumps, I was like, this is really cool.
A language is the perfect way to put it. It's a language that we've all been learning for years, but coming into it from nothing, it takes a while to sort of to learn the ropes.
I mean, we think it's intuitive, but that's only because we pressed like X a million times and we know that it's
exactly. Yeah, and speaking of games that I've been loving, the Kind of Funny gave our like Game of the Year award last year to Final Fantasy VII Remake, and to me, that is just such a great example of how much we've all grown with video games and how much games have grown, where these amazing memories that we have can be remade and turned into these new experiences, not only for us, but for new players as well. And Aoife, I first came across you actually watching a video you made a couple years back, getting hyped for Final Fantasy VII Remake. And for it to finally actually being out is like kind of unbelievable, because who thought that would happen?
I know we're gonna have to talk about that some other time for sure, because I can talk about that game for days.
I presume that the content that Tim's talking about was just a video of you going
high-pitched, very high-pitched
for like
noise.
Yes, that's fair.
10 minutes, right? You got to get that watch time up.
Okay, so it's a question for you. What are you most looking forward to in the coming year, gaming-wise?
Oh man, I mean, sadly, we're just kind of in this place where I'm just looking for games to come out. You know what I mean? Like with the amount of delays happening, which is totally necessary and totally understood, like let's go. But it's been a while since I've gotten a new Nintendo game that I'm like, oh my God, yes. Or I'm obviously excited for God of War Ragnarok. Yes. I'm excited for so many things that I'm like, okay, until it's in my hands, I don't believe it's coming this year. But again, that's totally fine. We have so many amazing things happening. Tonight, the next gen upgrade for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remakes coming out. I know what I'm doing tonight leading into Falcon and Winter Soldier. So
absolutely. Oh my gosh. First episode, so good.
Well, look, thank you so much for joining us, Tim. And hopefully we'll, once we can all fly and visit each other, we'll have to get you in for like BAFTAs next year. Come in person.
Let's do it.
Come hang out.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem at all.
See you
Take care,
soon.
Tim.
All right. Bye.